Hello, I'm Beth Joey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Christmas has come early this year in a way, sort of, because my Fairyloot and Illumicrate subscription boxes have arrived. I'm super excited to open them, so today I'm going to do a very brief, very quick unboxing of those two boxes. First up, we have the wonderful Illumicrate subscription box. I love this bright yellow. It's channeling the very bright sunny vibes that I'm feeling in winter in London today. So right at the top of the box we have the spoiler card. The theme I believe for this month is cursed, so each of the items in the box are going to somehow revolve around this theme. So let's see what we've got. First up we have this incredible mug inspired by the Winter Night trilogy, which isn't a series that I have read. But I find so often with these book subscription boxes, I haven't actually read the series that most of these items are about, but then the item makes me want to read the series. Next up, we have a Bookmark Tin. I used to use these in school, I think. They used to be like the cool pencil case tin, but actually I do need a Bookmark Tin because I have so many bookmarks from these subscription boxes and nowhere to store them. They just kind of get dumped in my little book subscription filing box. Yeah, so on the tin it says, "I want to survive this world that keeps trying to destroy me." The tin is also inspired by Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, which again, I haven't read. Next up, we have a 2022 calendar, Star-Crossed Lovers calendar. It features a number of star-crossed lover couples from a number of different series. An Ember in the Ashes, which I have just bought, so I'm super keen to know who these two are, and The Night Circus, which is actually featured in a upcoming video coming out in January, which is a list of books that I need to read in 2022 because I've had that book for ages and ages, so I want to read it. So I'm excited to figure out who these two people are. I honestly think I'm going to use this item as a bit of a TBR because I love fantasy books, obviously, and I love star-crossed lovers, and this is just obviously filled with them, so this will kind of be used as a TBR. Maybe I'll just read the book from each month and make a little thing out of it. Next up, we have a Firebird Pin Banner. This is inspired by Girl, Serpent, Thorn. It's just got this lovely like firebird along the bottom there and this beautiful sort of floral design around the edges. It's really pretty. We have a Nevermore sticker sheet, which I have to say my favorite sticker on this is the Hello Mass one because that just reminds me of the month of November, which is always like halfway between Halloween and Christmas. And last up, before the book itself, we just have the monthly pin, which is these two hands wrapped by, I think, an elastic band, it looks like. This pin is inspired by the magic that Edwin, one of the main characters in this month's book, performs. I guess that's what it says on the cheat sheet. So I guess we now need to see the book to find out more. I've got the little book sleeve in here, which I love to protect my books. I actually keep these because they're really handy just to kind of keep my books safe. And we have a Marvelous Light by Freya Mask. And the first thing I've noticed straight off the bat is I love the cover because the cover itself is like plasticky and clear. So the two people on the cover, the two guys here, are actually printed onto the hardback of the book, and that's what creates the book cover, which I just think is really cool, really fun, and I've never seen that done before. So I'm just going to read the blurb, obviously, because I don't know anything about this book. A hidden world, a magical conspiracy, a thrilling romance. Young Baronet Robin Blythe was already in the spot of bother. He's struggling to be a decent older brother and a responsible employer, and to rescue the estate ravaged by his late parents' successors. Then an administrative mistake appoints him parliamentary liaison to a secret society, and he discovers magic lies beneath the reality he's always known. Soon Robin must contend with magic's dangers as well as its beauty, for as he tries to find his missing predecessor, he attracts a deadly curse. To navigate these hazards, he'll need the help of Edwin Corsi, his prickly magical society counterpart, but his aloof associate clearly wishes Robin were anyone and anywhere else. Drawn together by unexpected perils, Robin and Edwin will discover a mystery as old as the power that binds the land, a plot that threatens every magician in the British Isles, and a secret that some have already died to keep. Sounds really interesting. I'm loving the sort of magical nature of the cover, how it's really colourful and pretty. I think it might be an LGBT romance, which will be really nice to read because I haven't read a lot of those. As this is a double unboxing, next up we have my Fairyloot subscription box. Again, we are starting with the spoiler card, and the theme for this month is Dance with Death. So there's going to be some paranormal sort of stuff in here, I'm thinking. Yeah, let's see what we've got. Right at the top, I can see this is a double book month, which are my favorite months, and so the book we have is The Coldest Touch by Isabel Sterling. Looking at the cover and the sort of white hand and the blood dripping off, I'm immediately thinking this is vampire related, which is cool, so let's see what it's about. Elise is cursed. Every time she touches someone, she experiences how they will die. Ooh. And when she predicts but is unable to prevent her brother's death, Elise is desperate to escape her terrible gift. Then she meets Claire, a vampire tasked with helping Elise master her rare powers and recruiting her to the Veil, a secret organization determined to protect the paranormal world at all cost. At first, Elise is reluctant to work with a vampire, but when she predicts a teacher's imminent murder, she's determined to stop the violent death. As Elise and Claire grow closer, Elise begins to wonder, can she really trust someone tasked with securing her loyalty? Someone who could so easily kill her? Someone who might hold the key to unraveling her brother's mysterious death? This sounds really exciting. I think this is going to be another LGBT romance. It looks like it's set in a school as well. I think it's interesting that this vampire, Claire, kind of might know something about her brother's death. Maybe he was killed by vampires, or it's always kind of been suspected of that. So, yeah, I'm excited to give this a go. Next up, we have a very interesting little pouch, which has inside of it, oh, it's a letter opener, like a little dagger letter opener, and it's got lots of little jewels on the, I don't know the parts of the dagger, but this bit here and then the hilt, I think, I don't know. So the letter opener is a replica of the Prince of Hearts dagger from Once Upon a Broken Heart, which is not a series that I've read yet. Next up, we have an iron-on patch for your clothing. I think this was designed by the author as well, which is really exciting. It features Nazir's tattoo from We Hunt the Flame, which again is another book that I haven't read yet. So Fairyloot apparently has a new sort of collectible series going alongside their tarot cards, which is bookmarks. So this month we've got these two. They feature Hades and Persephone. Next up, we have a book pouch inspired by These Violent Delights, which appeared on my StarCross calendar. So it's a sign, it's fate that I need to read that series. It's got a little zip at the top, which I love, keeps your books safe. I just went to Norway, unfortunately got stuck in quarantine the entire time I was in Norway because my mom came down with COVID. She's okay now, thankfully. But yeah, this would have been really, really handy to have then. We also have a keychain, which I think was supposed to be in last month's book subscription box, but then it arrived late or there was an issue with shipping, so it's appearing in this one. And it is from Lore. Yeah, it's a keychain based on Lore, and then it says on it, bind your fate to mine, which I think is what Athena and the main character Lore sort of say to each other when they make the deal to like look after each other. And lastly, before we get to the book, we have of course the tarot cards for the month. This month we have the 9 and 10 of Pentacles. These ones feature O, I think is how you pronounce her name, and Victra from the Red Rising series, which is a series that I really am loving at the moment. We've got our little fairy scoop with an interview with the author, which is exciting, but I'm not going to look at that because I don't know who the author is. And then we've got this lovely card with the author letter on the back, but again, I'm not going to look at that because I haven't looked at the book yet. So we've got our Fairyloot pouch here, and inside the book is, oh, just struggling to open it here, Year of the Reaper by Micaiah Lucia. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but like look at that cover. As usual with Fairyloot, you've got the cover and then you've got the sort of inside jacket thing, which is always really gorgeous, and then the actual sort of gold plating on the book, and then the sprayed edges, which in this case is just sort of a simple black. Again, I'm just going to read the blurb, which says, 3 years ago, Lord Cassier disappeared in the midst of war on a mission entrusted to him by the king. Since then, a devastating plague has swept the land, leaving countless dead and the kingdom forever altered. Having survived a rotting prison cell and a merciless illness, Kaz, now 18, wants only to return to his home in the mountains and forget past horrors. But home is not what he remembers. His castle has become a refuge for the royal court, and they have brought their enemies with them. When an assassin targets those closest to the queen, Kaz is drawn into a search for a killer, one that leads him to form an unexpected bond with a brilliant young historian named Lena. Kaz and Lena soon realize that who is behind the attacks is far less important than why. They must look to the past, following the trail of a terrible secret, one that could threaten the kingdom's newfound peace and plunge it back into war. Love a little romance book as well, which I love. Those are my Fairyloot and Illumicrate subscription boxes for the month of December. I think my favorite one is the Illumicrate one, but that's more just because it has the mug in it, which I really love and I'm gonna get so much use out of. However, I think the book that I'm probably going to read first is going to be Year of the Reaper from the Fairyloot subscription box. I'm super excited to pick it up. It sounds really interesting and I love a good romance as well. Let me know in the comments down below if you received these book subscription boxes, what your favorite item was, or if you're still on the waitlist, because I know Fairyloot and Illumicrate, the waitlist is so long. I was on them for ages before I finally got them, but they are so worth it. Other than that, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I release new content, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!